God is enough. He is more than enough. His grace, limitless. His love, boundless. His power, infinite. In a world that constantly demands more, God whispers, I am. He is the answer to your every need, the balm for every wound, the light in every darkness. When fear grips your heart, He is your courage. When doubt clouds your mind, He is your certainty. When life's storms rage around you, He is your anchor. He doesn't offer a temporary fix, a fleeting moment of relief. He offers Himself fully and completely to be your everything. This isn't just feel-good theology. It's the bedrock of your faith. It's the truth that sets you free from striving, from the relentless pursuit of something you'll never find on your own. It's the peace that surpasses all understanding, the joy that bubbles up from deep within. Think about the woman at the well. She thirsted for acceptance, for love, for purpose. Jesus, in His infinite grace, met her right where she was and offered her living water, a spring of life that would never run dry. Or consider the disciples huddled in fear after Jesus' crucifixion. They had witnessed His power, His love, His unwavering faith, yet in their grief and uncertainty, they forgot His promise He would rise again. And rise He did, conquering death and offering them hope. A hope that echoes through the ages. These stories woven into the fabric of our faith are not just ancient tales. They are powerful reminders of God's unwavering faithfulness, His constant presence, His ability to do immeasurably more than all you ask or imagine. They are echoes of His sufficiency, resounding throughout history and whispering to your heart, He is enough. Life is hard. There's no getting around it. You face trials, disappointments, and heartaches that threaten to steal your joy and leave you feeling lost and alone. But God doesn't promise a life devoid of hardship. Instead, He promises to walk with you through every valley, to be your strength when you are weak, your comfort when you are weary. He is the God who parts seas, calms storms, and makes a way where there seems to be no way. He can take your mountains of worry and transform them into molehills of faith. He can take your burdens, those heavy weights that drag you down, and replace them with His peace, a peace that transcends all understanding. But it all starts with surrender. Surrendering your will to His, your plans to His purpose, your fears to His love. It's in that surrender that you discover the true meaning of His sufficiency. You realize that you don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to be strong all the time. You don't have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. You simply need to trust Him. There's a beautiful paradox in the Christian faith. Our weakness is the catalyst for His strength. When you are at your weakest, most vulnerable, most acutely aware of your human limitations, that's when God's power shines brightest. It's in the moments you were tempted to give up, to give in to despair, that His grace reaches down and lifts you up. Paul, in his letter to the Corinthians, writes, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." These aren't just comforting words. They are a lifeline. They remind you that you don't have to pretend to be strong, to have it all together. You can come to Him just as you are, brokenness and all, and He will meet you with open arms. He'll take your broken pieces and make you whole. He'll take your weaknesses and transform them into strengths. He'll take your pain and use it for your good and His glory. Trusting the unseen. Faith at its core is trusting in what you cannot see. It's believing in God's promises, even when you don't see them coming to fruition. It's holding on to hope when everything around you seems hopeless. It's a daily choice, a conscious decision to believe that God is who He says He is and that He will do what He says He will do. Think about Abraham, who was asked to sacrifice his only son, Isaac. Can you imagine the turmoil in his heart, the questions swirling in his mind? Yet, Abraham chose to trust God even when it didn't make sense. He held on to the belief that God would provide, even if it meant defying all logic and reason. That's the kind of faith that pleases God, the kind of faith that moves mountains. It's not about having all the answers or understanding all the complexities of life. It's about simply saying, yes, God, I trust you. I don't know what the future holds, but I know who holds the future. Stepping stones of faith. Faith isn't a one-time decision. It's a journey, a series of steps you take one after another, trusting that God is leading the way. Some days those steps will be filled with confidence and joy. Other days they will be filled with doubt and fear. But the key is to keep moving forward, one step at a time, holding on to God's hand every step of the way. Remember, God doesn't expect you to have it all figured out. He doesn't expect you to be perfect or to have unwavering faith every second of every day. He simply asks you to come to Him, to lay your burdens at His feet, and to trust that He will guide your steps. When you stumble, He'll pick you up. When you lose your way, He'll redirect you. When you're tempted to give up, He'll whisper words of encouragement. He is your ever-present help in time of need, your refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. A daily dialogue with divinity. Your relationship with God isn't a one-sided conversation. It's a dialogue, a constant back and forth between the Creator and the created. Prayer is the language of this relationship, a way for you to connect with God on a deeper level, to pour out your heart to Him, to listen for His still small voice guiding you. Don't make prayer a chore, a religious obligation you check off your to-do list. Make it a delight, a time of intimate fellowship with the God who loves you more than words can say. Talk to Him about everything, your hopes, your dreams, your fears, your failures. He already knows it all, but He longs to hear it from your lips. And then be still and listen. Listen for His whispers of wisdom, His promptings of guidance, His assurances of love. He speaks in the quiet moments, in the gentle breeze, in the unexpected blessings that brighten your day. He's always speaking. You just need to tune your heart to hear His voice. Embracing the embrace. God's love for you is unwavering, unconditional, and absolute. He doesn't love you because you're good enough or because you've earned it. He loves you simply because you are His child, His precious creation, the apple of His eye. So often, you allow the enemy to whisper lies into your heart. Lies that tell you you're not worthy of God's love, that you've messed up too much, that you're too far gone. But those are lies straight from the pit of hell, designed to keep you trapped in a cycle of shame and condemnation. The truth is, there's nothing you can do to make God love you any more than he already does, and there's nothing you can do to make him love you any less. His love is a constant, a beacon of hope in a world that often feels dark and uncertain. Go forth and live abundantly. God doesn't want you to merely survive. He wants you to thrive. He wants you to experience the fullness of life he has for you, a life brimming with purpose, joy, and peace. But that kind of life doesn't happen by accident. It requires you to step out in faith, to trust in his promises, and to embrace the adventure he has for you. So go forth and live abundantly. Love fiercely, forgive freely, and serve others with a joyful heart. Use your gifts and talents to make a difference in the world. Be a light in the darkness, a source of hope in a world that desperately needs it. Remember, you are not alone. God is with you every step of the way, cheering you on, guiding your steps, and empowering you to live a life that brings him glory. He is enough. He is more than enough. And in him, you will find all you need to live a life of purpose, joy, and abundant love. Continue to seek God's presence and let his love and grace guide you every day. Pause, stay encouraged, stay inspired, and remember, with God, all things are possible. If you found this message uplifting, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more inspirational content.